Shot up. How did you get that? Shot 3 seconds. Molly's getting turn away jumper. That is who wants to get the ball there. Yep. Well, it's a cloudy Sunday up at the St. Clair Recreation Centre, but we're privileged to bring you a special NAIDOC Week commemoration clash where the Woodville Warriors host the Eastern Mavericks. Welcome to round 19 of the Basketball SA Premier League. And we've got action here. I'm Benito Carboni, and with me today is Adam Jones for the first time and hopefully not the last.
Thanks for having me, Benito. I'm looking forward to seeing a great contest today. We're seeing a premiership contender today in the Eastern Mavericks. We're seeing a Holes contender in Carmen Tyson Thomas as well. It's going to be a good day. Who are you looking forward to see, Benito?
Yeah, no, it's hard to look past Carmen. CCT has been outstanding this season. She only played half the year last year, but this year with the full season under her belt has really just dominated the competition. Although it didn't help them last night, they did fall to the West Adelaide Bearcats. Carmen having a quiet night herself.
No, they did fall. A bit of a shock, you'd say. I would say anyway. But Carmen is that good. She's first in the league for points per game, second in the league for rebounds, 28 points per game, 12 rebounds. She is everywhere. She's the star for the Mavericks. But there's other players. We need to look out for Brooke Basham. She is going to be a big star today.
Yeah, and only 21 years old as well. She has been dominating the competition so far. Kadisha Cartanieri as well is another and a very elite passer in the competition. Expect to see some just great ball movement by the Mavericks. They've been playing good basketball and they're looking to tune up towards finals.
Well, we were talking about Kadisha. She averages 4.3 assists a game. That's third in the league per game. She's going to be critical for the win today. And then obviously you have Ratcliffe as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Who just grabs boards. This Mavericks team is one of the best rebounding teams in the league. And it's going to be a tough challenge for the Warriors.
Yeah, and on the other end though, Woodville do have their players. Molly Whitmore has been in form for them of late. She had a great game last night. She'll be asked to do a lot of work under the ring, as will Catherine Perkis, their captain. She's just been an enforcer for the Warriors for so many years now. And then up her, I guess, if you're talking about the guard position, Deanna Troyer, Teresa Kinross, they've both played good basketball so far this year, but really they're just looking to earn some respect in front of their home crowd today at St. Clair Recreation Centre.
I agree. As long as they keep it a competitive game and don't get blown out, which the Mavericks lead the league in points differential, or third I should say. They have 161 points differential, which is about 7 a game. Just keep it close. Keep it close.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If they stay close towards the end, they're in with every chance. You saw West Adelaide last night. They were trailing, but they kept it close, and eventually they got up near the end. But we're about to tip off. Here's Tage Morrell, who's going to tip off against Ratliff. The battle of the headbands. That'll be interesting to watch unfold. The two American imports going head-to-head here as we tip off. And Woodville will start with the first possession. Moving it up the court is Deanna Troyer. And now Troyer gives it out. Sherry Session moved inside, decides to take it from the charity stripe, and it never looked like missing. Great start to the match by the Warriors.
Yes, it was a great pull up there, and they need to close that down.
Yeah, you don't want Sherry Session getting hot. She's another one of their imports, and a top quality player who probably hasn't played her best basketball this year, which totally doesn't mean that she won't. Here's Ratliff trying to post up on Perkis, decides to step out, takes one too many steps.
Already you can see the Mavericks, they love their post-up game. They have a lot of points in the paint. Last night against the Bearcats, they scored most of their points in the paint with 58.
Well, you notice 58 of
75.
About 75 points. And foul called on the Mavericks. But as you said, that points in the paint stat is so high because they didn't hit any threes last night.
No, they went 0 from 13. So, and that being said, the Warriors were much better with 3 from 19, so I don't think this will be a three-point deadly shoot-off here.
Yeah, well, probably one thing the Warriors do lack is shooters on the outside, but they like their mid-range and they like going inside as well. Here's Kinross, pulls up, and that one doesn't go. The shortest woman on the court, Kadisha Katsunieri, bringing it up. And Basham now to Tyson Thomas. She decides to step and take the three. It's well wide. Of course, both teams sporting the Indigenous jerseys tonight, and they look great.
No, they're very, very well designed.
Of course, and both like designed locally as well. Paulie Vandenberg, I know, had a hand in the Woodville Warriors jersey, and Harley Hall designed.
Oh wow! Okay.
The Eastern Mavericks, and Kadisha Katsunieri, of course, has been sporting it in a lot of photos this week.
And why wouldn't you?
Herself,
why wouldn't you? It is a great jersey.
Yeah. And I'd honestly like to see it more. There's so much effort put into it. You can see like the details in the shorts, on the back of the jersey.
And I love the story it tells, because all the jerseys do tell a story.
You'd want to see it in more sport. And the fact that we're bringing this in locally is a really good step for the game.
It is.
Here's Tage Morrell moving inside on Ratliff. And that's well done. Rolls around the toilet seat, doesn't go in, and somehow Gianna Troyer gets the rebounds. Now bringing it inside is Perkis, trying to get inside on George Green, but doesn't find an avenue there.
A takeaway from this already is last night the Mavericks were very poor on the fast break, and it looks again there. They look slow on the fast break. They don't push the tempo.
It did look a bit lethargic. Of course, they are going back to back today to catch up on games, so they'll have to go deep into their bench. I believe they only went 7 deep or so last night.
Yeah, it wasn't many.
So they'll look to use those other players, because they do have some quality on the bench that they didn't actually access last night, which might be a tactic from Mark Billingson, the coach, of course, taking over this season. Oh, and a great steal. Katineri brings it up. Troyer trying to chase, might draw the foul, and that rolls in. What a start to the game for Katineri.
And one, and the full court press.
Yeah.
Warriors should be a bit smarter there and come down and help her out there.
Oh, she wasn't guarding the ball very well there, Troyer, and well pounced on by Kadisha. And if she can get going as well, it's a great scoring option for the Eastern Mavericks. Her points totals this season haven't been as high as they were in years gone by, but she's still passing the ball brilliantly, and she's finding ways for Eastern to score. So if they're more than likely to feature in finals, if they win today, it all but confirms it. Here's Kinross, though, on the outside, and well intercepted by Carmen Tyson Thomas.
Back to Cartilia, she only averages 6 points, but it's a solid 6 points. It's when CTT doesn't get going, you go to her.
Well, she gets in double digits plenty of times. Working inside again, Tage Morrell decides to go with the floater for the second time, and first time she was so unlucky to see it miss. But
in and out.
That one went in. Continuing, puts the accelerators on. Draws another foul. You'll see that happen quite a fair bit. But, of course, there's the steal again. Just bringing it up, takes the pace. Troyer didn't really need to foul there. I think concede the basket and just try again next time. But, oh well. As we see, this is a brand new stadium as well, St. Clair.
First time we've been here
live with Spacequake Sports. And it's like, there's quality across it, though. The courts are good. You've got a scoreboard that actually has players' numbers and points.
Oh, what a pass by CTT there. Grabs the offensive rebound off the missed free throw.
And all of a sudden, Cartoonery 6 points already today. Who thinks about the steal again? Troyer has to work hard to keep the ball. And now to Kinross, the former Southern Tiger.
Defended well by Basham there.
Yeah, well done. Here's Morrell on Ratliff again. Uses her agility to get under the arm. And Morrell has started well. She's on 4 points for the match.
Once again, the points in the paint. Last night, Warriors scored 58 points in total, 32 of them coming in the paint, and already most of their points have been in the paint tonight. Yeah,
well defended there. Tyson Thomas unable to get her first points of the match, but Troyer driving. She's got Georgia Green on her. That's a mismatch, but now outside, Sherry Session puts it up, and it doesn't go in, but no one wants the ball. Perkis working hard, wins possession, passes it out. Tage Morrell controls, and Session will look to reset. And another post-up. No, well played.
Well played indeed. Nice. Perkis inside, wide open, easy layup.
Yeah, and well spotted too by Tage Morrell, and Perkis making the run inside. That's actually a lethal combination. Perkis, one of the best Australian, I guess, power forward centres in the league. So, Eastern miss again, and they do have a lead, but they haven't looked convincing so far. They've managed to get 8 points on the board.
No, they haven't. What they have done well is so far is getting inside the paint. Both teams have got inside the paint a lot. They're not settling for the shots outside.
And
a travelling foul on
travel called. We see a fair few of them. At least I feel like it's at about 1 or 2 a game. Just those ones where they step before they dribble, and it's just a fundamental. And it really,
it's a coach killer. It's a coach killer.
It does tick me off. Mike Osborne there sitting on the seats on the left with Woodville. He probably didn't like what he saw. Here's Green.
Look at this ball movement by the Mavericks. That was very well worked. Very well worked.
Georgia Green, another youngster, making it count, getting plenty of minutes this round as well. She started last night too. We've got the same starters that we had on court last night. So plenty of action for both teams. I guess plenty of minutes to see how the legs hold up.
No, indeed. It's quite early into the game, but if it stays like this in the fourth quarter, the Stars will be playing heavy minutes. It could be a battle of endurance.
And almost losing the ball there, gets it out, and Tyson Thomas will take that. She doesn't hesitate.
Oh, bang. And she looks to the skies and says thank you after a poor shooting light last night.
Yeah, it's almost a continuation. You just have to reset after a night like that. I believe she only had 13, 15 points.
Yes, 15 points.
That's probably the lowest total of the season. Just, I mean, good for every other team, but not good for the...
She did grab 16 rebounds though, which isn't too bad.
And you look at her, and she is a very strong Holes medal contender. Probably her main rival at the moment is Amanda Frost for the Mount Gambier Pioneers. She puts up numbers every week and close to triple doubles actually.
And that's the thing. Mount Gambier have been winning a lot of games. They've clinched the minor premierships, even though they don't play again for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But
the women haven't clinched the minors. They've still got, I believe not. But we'll get back to that. But those two teams, the Eastern Mavericks and Mount Gambier, they're very much based around those two stars as well.
Why wouldn't you? They're both
such good players.
Are stars.
Yeah, and I guess that helps them for their Holes medal hopes.
Well, and that's the thing. You have to win games to win the Holes medal, because as much as I love Jasmine Boone, I should say.
Yeah.
You're not getting votes coming off in the loss.
You just wonder if Boone is playing in one of these teams that she gets a few more votes.
Exactly.
One of the great players in the Premier League, and of course
in our league of our own.
And of course, I guess, does it all for a team that has struggled for 2 straight seasons. She's backed it up. They finally got their first win last week. And what a win it was against the Woodville Warriors.
It was a great win.
Here's Kinross driving inside. She's got blocked and then slapped on the head. If you're going to follow through, you follow through with intensity. And that's what Georgia Green did.
Get ball and body, all body, and she got both.
Yeah. Here we watch it again. Knocks her to the ground. Kinross is okay. But, I mean, you wouldn't mind the intensity if you're Mark Billington. But yeah, Mount Gambier on top of the ladder as of today. But without a match to play, Sturt or Forestville could overtake them in the next week. So
I was looking at that wrong.
It's actually an entertaining battle for the minor premiership. For the premiership.
For the premiership in general, any of those top 4 teams could. I don't mind the Mavericks. They're a couple of wins behind, but when you have one of the best players on the court, you're always a chance. With CTT.
Yeah, no, exactly. And in finals, it's always about the players that count. You saw Kawhi Leonard in the NBA finals, man. Like, in terms of skill on the court, perhaps the Warriors had more, but you just have those clutch players. Anyway, back to the game. There's points on the board. Nice play there, Kaylee Biddell. And Troy bringing it up.
And Katayari's still playing the full court press here. It'll be interesting if she can keep that up all game after playing a game last night.
Here's Whitmore, sizes it up and gets it over the top of Biddell.
I think the Mavericks will be happy with that shot, in the sense that that's a good defensive possession.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's a hard shot to make.
She can't see the basket from where she's shooting there.
Exactly. Good screen by CTT to allow.
And probably a simple foul given away there by the Warriors. And Biddell was never going to shoot the 3. She decided to drive. And probably fortunate she grabbed the foul, because it wasn't much contact and she missed quite badly. So, but yeah, we talk about the premiership. I think generally the top 6 could all contest. We saw the Southern Tigers a couple of weeks ago. Isabella Stratford hit that amazing game winner in overtime. You don't see things like that happen, especially for an 18-year-old as well, no less. Tracy York's put a lot of faith in her. But Tracy York, arguably one of the best coaches in the league, I'd say the best. She's
And CTT with another offensive rebound. She is that good at it.
Yeah, it's what she does best, just about. She's like a dynamo, a human dynamo. And here's Troy getting past cuts in the area and moving inside. She decides the pass on Kinross. Whitmore moving it around. Here's Rosie Williamson. And Teresa Kinross has the open look and sinks it. Great points there. Good ball movement from the Warriors. And they move back in front as well, no less. Carmen Tyson-Thomas decides to drive in, steps out for the ball. The J, I should say, doesn't go. And Woodville looking to move with intensity.
Woodville are bringing the ball up with a lot of fast pace, and it's been working for them so far as they lead the Eastern Mavericks 14-13.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're backing in their fitness as well, considering both of these teams are backing it up from last night. If they can outrun the Mavericks, if they're confident of that, that's probably their best chance of winning, to be honest.
Yes, as we've said earlier, the Mavericks love a slow game. They love posting up. They love getting inside. The way you beat them is you push the pace and you force them to defend as well as trying to get out on the break.
And a huge key is to not allow them to get those consecutive possessions. You've got players like Ratliff, Bedell, Tyson-Thomas under the basket that just get those offensive boards and eat them up like butter. But you just got to be careful of that. And if you can shut that off and allow them to only have single plays, that shuts down their field goal percentage as well, because they don't get those second chance points. Here's Tyson-Thomas looking to control things, steady things perhaps. The Mavericks trailing by 3 against the much lesser fancied Woodville Warriors. Outside now, cuts in the area, moves inside. She's probably out of lane there, but gives it to Tyson-Thomas.
And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give it to Tyson-Thomas?
Yeah, the woman in form sinks it and moves it back within a point. 8 minutes played so far in this first term. Williamson doesn't want to shoot it. Perhaps not confident. She hasn't had many minutes this season. Carson-Yeri crosses over, gives it to Tyson-Thomas, and the points are starting to pile on now. Combination is lethal for the Eastern Mavericks.
The Mavericks can put on points so quickly. Last night you saw it. With a minute to go, they're down 77-69 against the Bearcats, and they pulled it back to 79-75. They still lose, but they gave themselves a real chance.
Williamson passed it over. Whitmore intercepted Bedell. That's good basketball and substitution. Sherry Session coming back on for Kinross. And also taking the field is Chelsea Warnest for the Woodville Warriors. Eastern Mavericks making some changes as well. And we see Tamara Weiss on the court. She was already there, but getting her minutes. Well, it's good to see bench players. I'd be interested to see her impacts. Session doesn't get that. Whitmore tries to grab onto it.
Another rebound for CTT.
Here's that fast break. Pass over the top. Bedell should have finished. Ratliff with the second chance. Are they going to get a third chance here?
The Mavericks are killing the Warriors on the boards. They kill every team on the boards.
Yeah.
At the moment, they give up 37 rebounds and get 48 for themselves.
Great block there. Tage Morell just sends Ratliff back to the floor, and she pulls down her headband, readjusts. Not happy with that, but great play there from the American Morell. And she wants it to continue. She's gesturing the Warriors to bring it up the court. And now Williamson, she's got to find space, gives it to Morell. Morell sizes up Ratliff, kind of bounces off the foot, I reckon, but Morell now has a chance to post up on Ratliff. It rolls in.
They all worked. They all work.
Yeah. She works hard inside, Tage Morell. Very good basketball, and she's been a great asset for the Warriors. Hopefully she does come back around and do the rounds again next season. And Whitmore gets it off and gets it over, and probably the pass too strong.
Mavericks turned off there. CTT thought that was out.
Certainly switched off.
And Morell inside again.
Whitmore with the 3 ball. She can hit him, but doesn't that time. Williamson unable to grab the rebounds.
Well, Morell's leading the Warriors at the moment with 6 points as we had 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and of course, Carson-Yeri on the other end with 6 points as well. 8 seconds remaining. Tyson-Thomas will take this last play. And will she take it to the bank? Steps out, puts the ball up, and rolls out. The Woodville Warriors sporting an unlikely solitary point lead heading into quarter time. Mark Osborne happy with what he's seeing. Mark Willington, not so much. This is an important win that the Mavericks do need to get. Of course, sitting in 4th place on 12-6. The West Adelaide Bearcats and Southern Tigers both with 11 wins so far this season. They're not too far behind, and if Mavericks lose this one and the next one, they are at risk of dropping out of the finals race.
That's it. You don't want to give the Tigers a sniff.
Yeah.
Because we've said it before. We know what the Tigers can do if they do get a sniff. So the Mavericks need to win this and close out and hopefully finish in the top 5.
Yeah, and Tracy York knows how to manage finals better than anyone. Of course, she goes to Coach Bendigo in the WNBL at season's end, which is amazing in itself. She does it all. She's a policewoman by day and an amazing basketball coach by night. Helps with the 36ers as well. I should stop talking about Tracy York because we have a game on here.
Well, yes. What did you like about the first quarter from the Warriors as they lead?
I was impressed by the Warriors' ability to get inside and actually make the points count. You saw players like Molly Whitmore and particularly Tage Morrell just get inside and, I guess, make the most of their first chance points. There hasn't been so many offensive rebounds on their end, but in terms of rebounds, they are leading the count 11-7 and shooting the ball better than the Mavericks as well.
Well, that's the thing. We said it during the quarter that the Mavericks love second chance points, but that's what the Warriors are beating them at the moment. It's 4-2, albeit not that much, but it's still a solid lead, and Coach Billington wouldn't be happy with the fact he's losing the second chance points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or giving up them second chance points. It's interesting as well to see that the Warriors are winning the rebounds 11-7 because in the first matchup, the Mavs won at 52-37. So we'll see if that can keep up this game.
Yeah. All right, and here is the shot blocked from Warnest and bringing it back up. I didn't see if that was Ratliff, I believe it was. Cartineri has a space, decides to try and chip it over to Ratliff, but another turnover. Biddell, she turns it over. Turnover central here at St. Clair.
Coach killers. Warriors were out there.
You just watch the coaches' faces. They actually do look pretty composed at the moment. Let's see if they stay that way. Here's Williamson. And sizing it up. Gives it to Session. Now Whitmore to Morrell. That's a good matchup. Gets inside, in between Ratliff and Cartinieri. And the follow-up by Rosie Williamson gets her points, and she'll go to the line for one more.
That was another great work by Morrell.
Yeah, she basically, they are her points. She tapped it inside to Williamson. Great awareness as well, knowing she couldn't grab the ball, but just tapped it across.
And that's her third shot that's ringed in and out. So she's getting a bit unlucky, but
yeah,
she makes up for it.
On another day, they're all in, and Morrell has 12 points for the match. Of course, Tage Morrell, another player who could be in with a sneaky chance at the Holes medal. Probably haven't chalked up enough wins for the year. But
that's the thing. But she does average a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds.
And she's won player of the round, I believe, once, if not twice. She has starred for the Warriors when they've needed a hero.
You just watch Brooke Brasham there. She is well aware of when Cartineri goes to the ball and is ready to double team at a single notice.
Yeah, and the pass a bit too high. Perhaps Williams standing in a bit too close. If she was out on the behind the three-point line, she might have been able to reach that. Oh well. Next opportunity. Cartinieri nearly loses the ball to Warnest, earning some minutes today, and the push off. No, the foul called on the Warriors.
Very lucky there. There was a bit of an elbow shove there.
Yeah, it was good though. I like to see players don't give them an inch. And you can't give them an inch if you're guarding Kadisha Cartinieri.
And the umpire's pointed to the sideline ball.
Interesting.
Which I thought it would have been anyway.
Yeah, I believe he might have given a warning to the Woodville coach, but I'm not too sure. We'll leave it at that. Cartinieri and now Basham. She loves the mid-range, but it's not falling for us just yet today. Warnest now, bringing it up.
Basham hasn't scored yet after leading the scoring last night with 19 points.
Yeah,
for Mavericks.
And Session gives it to Warnest. Warnest playing quite well.
Look at this ball movement by the Warriors. They're swinging it very easily at the moment, and inside again.
Williamson with more confidence drives to the ring this time, but can't get it over. And Basham has to worry about Session. Keeps it alive, passes it out to Mara Weiss, and now Cartinieri. The pass to Biddell, cut off by Molly Whitmore, of course the daughter of Scott Whitmore, the coach of the Woodville Warriors men's team. We'll watch him later today.
Well, that's an interesting sub. CTT's come on for Cartinieri. That's a bit of a height difference.
Yeah, I guess they'll probably ask her to play the point guard position. Of course, I was talking to Carmen, and she calls herself a guard. So even though she does play a lot of, like, she plays as the forward half the time, you see the rebounds she gets. But it's interesting to see that she, like, regards her ball movement and her shooting as the primary aspect of her game.
Well, modern game these days, you have to. It's a positionless game these days, and CTT's proven that.
Yeah, and it's interesting to watch because it trickles down quite slowly to the local leagues. Like you see it in the NBL and the NBA, how positionless the league is now. But I guess in the past couple of years, we've really noticed players generally just become like so fluid on court. Here's the pass out, and now Troya.
Troy's doing a great job bringing the ball up.
Yeah.
She's got under a lot of pressure, and she's doing it time and time again.
Perkins has a lot to contend with and denied by Steph Ratliff. And Tyson Thomas helps her up. Probably interesting.
Good sportsmanship.
The sportsmanship's there. No, she had no reason to do it, but I guess she lifted up her teammate. Here we go. Cherry Session.
Too easy. Way too easty for the Warriors there.
Straight from the inbound as well. You're loving that if you're Mark Osborne. You're hating it if you're Mark Billington. Here's Weiss.
There's not much off-ball movement from the Mavericks at the moment.
No, and good pass though by Ratliff, and Bedell will float that in.
Points count all the same though.
Yeah.
So it's 23 to 21, 7 minutes to go in the second.
All right, now Perkis with Session, and now Alice Thomas getting her first minutes of the game. Whitmore back to Thomas, and now Session takes the 3-ball contested and short. Should be frustrated with herself. I guess stepping back, she didn't generate the power that she needed, but of course Woodville still in front by 2 points. It'll be interesting to see where the game unfolds from here, if they can maintain that lead. Because if they can carry with the Mavericks down the stretch, they're in with every chance to snatch this match.
No, Coach Osborne would be very impressed with these Warriors at the moment.
Here's Basham. She floats that up. Looked on course. Ratliff with the rebound, and they will start again. I think the Mavericks do so well. Basham again, stepping on the perimeter. Tyson Thomas with another rebound, and Weiss now to Ratliff. She takes the mid-range.
That's the Mavericks' 5th offensive rebound.
It's the Mavericks' game plan in a nutshell.
Crash the boards.
And just keep going at it again and again. Perhaps they don't have the best shooters in the league, but they just give their players every opportunity to score.
No, that's right. You don't have to be the best shooter when you're having 20 more shots from the opposition.
Troya gives it to Thomas. Thomas moves inside, lays it up off the backboard.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky by Thomas there.
That ring hasn't been nice to the Woodville Warriors so far today.
Yes, numerous ins and outs.
I guess, yeah. Perhaps that's a good summary of the Woodville Warriors season. Of course, 6-12 for the year, sitting in 9th, not having really done much with their 19 games so far this year.
And their last 5 as well, 1 win, 4 losses. 4 losses in a row. This could be number 5.
Including one to the Lions, which they definitely wouldn't have envisioned. Here's Tage Morrell. She has 2 on her, so she passes it out to Troya. Not quite. And Mavericks will break. Here's Brooke Basham. Pass to Tyson Thomas is a bullet. And that doesn't roll in, but as you see again.
Another offensive rebound for Ratliff.
Here's Green. She thought about it. Now Weiss to Tyson Thomas. She's got the mismatch, but she's got 3 players on her. Gives it back out to Weiss. Doesn't fall. Comes off the top of the backboard. But they get the rebound anyway.
And they just about had another offensive rebound. It was fingertips away.
Yeah, Woodville just have to be so careful about it. But they don't want to overcommit either. Because anyway, here's Perkis. Oh, finds a way inside. No foul called. Well defended by the Mavericks as scores remain tied with 5 minutes remaining in this term. Quite an entertaining encounter unfolding. The pass to Tyson Thomas is elite from Brooke Basham, I should say. And
they've taken the lead for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, their guards combining superbly so far today. Thomas to Troya. And now Morrell fakes it and falls short, but the rebound by Kinross. Both sides getting their second chances here. Perkis can post up, but decides not to.
Great ball movement. CTT knows she's lost her player there and wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, she's a bit, you saw it on her face, a bit frustrated. Maybe unable to keep up with Thomas, who's of course, fresh off the bench, and she's just moving like she has 10 minutes of energy in her. Tyson Thomas already played 50 minutes of basketball this weekend, so that play not unfolding the way the Mavericks would have liked.
It looked well as well. They had the open play underneath the ring, but the pass was under pressure and a bit over the top.
Yep.
Well, Troy, once again, under a lot of pressure, brings the ball up a little bit easily this time.
Yeah, Tamara Weiss backing off, perhaps not in the same way that Cartanieri would have. Here's Morel. She gets inside, finds an avenue, doesn't go, and Basham looks confident bringing the ball up court. She really wants to attack that basket. As you see it there, gets the foul called.
And she'll shoot for her first points of the game.
Yeah. She's actually looked good though, despite going 0 from 5 from the field. Of course, she has only the 1 assist as well. I've watched her basketball and I feel like she's playing well, but the stats aren't there to back her up.
No, well, she gave the bullet pass to CTT earlier, who missed that, not easy layup, but missed a layup.
Yeah.
She's doing well as she shoots the first one. What do you think the Mavericks have to do to change the game and get in front, get a big of a lead?
I look at these players that are on court right now. Basham needs to continue attacking because I feel like shots will fall. She's definitely getting more confident. Like, free throws always help with the shooting action. So I want to see more of her. And Tyson Thomas having a rest at the moment, but Cartanieri back on. Love to see some of that local talent combined for just 10 or so points, just to really put the pressure on the Woodville Warriors. Here's Kinross though. Kinross inside, finds a way through Ratliff, and it bounces kindly this time.
Great play by Kinross there.
Back level are the Woodville Warriors. Cartanieri though, the composed hands of Cartanieri as Perkins called for the foul.
Sure, Kinross there seeing the replay, just spinning and winning into the lane for the easy layup.
And yeah, Ratliff gave her room to work. It probably will be a bit...
That's all Kinross. That is a great move to get inside as Basham takes the ball to bring it back in.
Yeah, and here's Cartanieri again. Controlling play here late in this second term. Brooke Basham now. Steps inside, steps back out, and Weiss will take the 3-ball.
You can see in that play there, it's another offensive ball.
And Weiss, no less. Here's Brooke Basham, steps up, shoots it just a fraction wide. And the foul called. Woodville cheers and applause. They'll have possession again. No one in the bonus as of yet for the term. Actually, quite a free-flowing match so far today. And as you can hear, Molly Whitmore back in the game. The former West Adelaide Bearcat, of course, moved over on the very eve of the season, just about a week before it started. She only got clearance to play, I believe, the day before her round 1 for the Woodville Warriors.
That's cutting it fine.
Yeah, so... But she got clearance, and she's played brilliantly for them this year. Maybe gotten the minutes that she wouldn't have had at West Adelaide under Bossy Nodge. So
Moreau is dominating this game at the moment. Another inside paint points.
But she's showing the Eastern Mavericks bigs how to get the ball into the basket inside as well.
You can watch this play now. Look at Basham's stationary. They're not moving enough in. And I think Coach Osborne,
and that's a great keeping it alive, Cartanieri, and rolling out of bounds with Warriors. But yeah, Coach Billington.
Coach Osborne would be happy with that defense.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have to move on defense and you're saving energy, you can come down here on your fast breaks and get inside as Morel's been doing.
Well, it's a dangerous place to stay solitary up at the top of the key. Like, you don't mind it if it's on the shorter 3-point. Oh, blocked by Kinross. Blocked again. Oh, she gets it up in the end, but they win it back. Woodville, sensational defense against the potential Holes medalist, and now moving it up. Kinross over the top, and Warnest will put this up. This will be huge. Doesn't fall, but Morel gets stripped as well. She'll go to the line.
Offensive rebound, another foul, to the line, take 2 shots.
And you watch that. Morel with the block, the second block on that end. Kinross with the first. Sensational for the woman of her size as well.
Oh, yes. Especially on CTT. She wasn't happy with herself, but just great defense there by the Warriors.
Yeah. Well, you look at them now, and Kinross and Tyson Thomas are the same height, but the way Tyson Thomas imposes herself onto the match makes her feel like she's a foot taller.
No, very much agree, Benito.
Nice points there. Important points for the Woodville Warriors. They're up by 3. with a minute 30 remaining in the second term. And we've got a game on our hands. Here's Cartinieri, gives it off Bedell and posting up, almost losing it. But great handles is Tyson Thomas.
Another
gets her own
offensive rebound.
Puts it up, misses.
Another offensive rebound. We should just be counting it.
And another one, Tyson Thomas. They're in disarray, the Warriors, but they're still up by 3 points. This is such a strange match to be watching.
Is this Sesame
Here's
Street?
Green, gives it, and Bedell shot won't count.
From the sideline. Is this Sesame Street? And we've got the countdown there because we're just counting off offensive rebounds for the Mavericks.
Well, we were I was at the live stream between where the Eastern Mavericks hosted the Mount Gambier Pioneers, and they were getting rebound central. Mount Gambier almost gave up on some of those boards because they just didn't have the height to contest, but they still came away with a win, which was, actually, the Eastern Mavericks won that game, I forgot. But Mount Gambier were in it till the very end.
Well,
so
that's the thing.
It's a key of the Mavericks game. They need it to win, and it does look ridiculous in action. But
I wonder if Coach Billington tells them in halftime, if you go have an offensive rebound, let's pull it out and let's set again. Because, like we've said, they are a great half-court offense team.
Yeah. Really, it's dependent on if Tyson Thomas can start putting these points in the basket.
I think Basham is a key factor as well, as
Yeah.
CTT shoots from 3, and this time they come away with a defensive rebound, the Warriors.
Perhaps Mavericks put their players out there, but here's Warnest. She looks inside, has options on the elbow, gives it to Whitmore, and back to Warnest. She gives it to Morel, and Morel has a good matchup. Decides to pass over to Troyer, and Kinross puts the point up, heavily contested. Shot doesn't fall. And now, Cartinieri, what can she do? Tyson Thomas, a good option again. Gives it off to Basham, Basham to Green. Green to Bedell, Bedell blocked by Morel.
Morel says no thank you.
Oh.
And brings up herself with a hezzy. Oh, if she got past her there would have been...
Tries to send her back to Mount Barker. Tage Morel, she's been sensational. And just bullying Bedell here. Inside Kinross, nice lane. And it rolls in. 8 seconds remaining. Can the Mavericks keep it close here?
A 5-point lead.
Sporting the Indigenous jersey, drives inside and doesn't lay it up with any purpose or point of scoring at all. The Eastern Mavericks trailing by 5 as we head to halftime. The Woodville Warriors doing the job so far against their more fancied opponents. We'll be back with you in the second half. This is 2019 Basketball SA Premier League action powered by Spacequake Sports. And we're back at St. Clair Recreation Centre. An enthralling match is on its way to completion. We've got the Woodville Warriors leading the Eastern Mavericks by 5 points. There you see Mike Osborne talking to his troops. They've played almost out of their skin today. Sensational performance by the lesser fancied side to see themselves up by 5 at the break. I'm Benito Carboni, and with me again is Adam Jones. Adam, where do you see this match going to from here?
I think if the Warriors keep up their defense, at the moment they've kept the Mavericks 11 from 37. That is astounding.
Yeah.
And it's inside their defending as well.
Well, the fact that the Mavericks have put up 37 shots as well and only scored 11. Woodville, of course, only 33 shots for the term. So Mavericks getting those second chance points, but not making the most of them either. We've seen them just grab, at one stage, 4 rebounds in a row, and they didn't score off that play.
No, that's exactly right. And you have to wonder, will that end up catching up to the Warriors? But at the moment, they're defending brilliantly, and they deserve their 5-point lead.
Yeah, and Basham starting things off, gives it to Ratliff. Ratliff hooks it over. Doesn't go. And Woodville have the chance to open the scoring in the second half, just as they did in the first. His session. And Morel was so good in that first half. Good ball movement, though, by the Warriors. Sees Kinross give it off to Session, puts it up from the charity stripe, and it doesn't fall. Cardinieri breaking quickly. Kinross moving over. Session takes Kadesha, and now Tyson Thomas. She could change the game in this half.
Oh, and inside already, and one. Easy layup. Thank you very much. I'll go to the stripe and I'll take my free shot, she says.
What a start to the second half by Tyson Thomas. Cuts into the deficit, and of course went 4 for 16 in the first half. Not her best outing. In general, she's had a tough weekend. She didn't score at all with free will last night either.
As we saw in the replay, she blew by her Warriors opponent. And
she's just got that explosive first step that she just you can't catch up.
Every Mavericks free throw miss has ended with a Mavericks ball.
Yeah, it's quite surprising. Basham now. She's got Kinross. Decides to give it back to Green. Green shoots the 3-ball. Confident, but perhaps the quality doesn't match it.
Coach Billington will be happy anyway. You get an extra chance.
It's an open look, but
it's an open look. You got the second chance off a free throw.
And the only thing you probably could have asked for is a better player there. Session gets to keep that one alive. No cross-court called. And she's sizing up Basham.
Oh, Basham is playing some great defense there.
Oh, but she got crossed over there. Session over to Kinross with the 3-ball. It's long. And Green with the rebound. Ratliff grabs it in the end. And Tyson Thomas will move this with pace.
And an open court in front of her.
She's got Morel, though. Steps up, pulls up on her. It's a tough contested shot. My apologies, it was Session who was defending that. And Basham continues her sensational defense by spotting that one out of bounds.
That's great play because the Warriors were away there. If they got past her, that was an easy layup.
Yep. Kinross to inbounds. And Morel looking to continue her hot start in the first half. Of course, she already has, I believe, 11 points for the match. Morel nearly losing it from by Ratliff. Tyson Thomas moving to her. Kinross has space, decides to step in and shoot. It's quite flat, but she grabs her own offensive rebound. Quick pass inside to Session. Rolls out. And the foul called on Morel.
It's the Warriors' turn now to draw the offensive rebounds. Both teams need to start boxing out, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of just an imperative of basketball to box out on free throws.
So the Mavericks have had 26 rebounds. 13 of them have been offensive.
Yep. Here's Morel, though. She gets fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. Basham not happy with the call. She gestures in disbelief, but that won't change the umpire's decision.
And the Warriors have 29 rebounds, 11 O-boards. It's a staggering number. And it's a big turnaround, as said earlier in the broadcast, it's a big turnaround. As from their last matchup, the Mavericks dominated them on the rebounds, 52 to 37. Morel takes the second free throw and hits it. Back up to a 4-point lead for the Warriors.
Yeah, it's important points for the Warriors. If they can keep the Mavericks under 60, they have every chance of winning if they can continue to put up points.
The Mavericks are averaging 68 points a game, so under 60 would be a very good, Very good job.
Sensational. But likewise is Brooke Basham. She hits that 3. We talked about her being important in this second half. That's her first field goal of the match. Moves her to 1 from 7. But we completely should forget about the first half if she catches fire in this second. Here's Perkis, nice pass to Morel. Uses the backboard so well, but just a bit too much venom on it.
So it looks like the ring on both sides is unlucky for the Warriors. Another ring in and out.
Yeah, it's not blessed, that's for sure. Here's Tyson Thomas. She has space on Troyer, who gave her way too much. But the points don't fall, and the Warriors bring it up. Trying to hold on to this 1-point lead. Well, the defense has stepped up, though, by the Mavericks. You can tell so far this half. Not giving them an inch. And Perkis, the pass out wasn't there. Basham read it like a book. And here she is bringing it up. She's going to explode here. Steps inside and nearly loses it, actually. But now Ratliff in to Cartanieri. Leans in on Troyer. Gets the foul called. And I think...
As we look at the replay, Basham with just the active hands up, easy steal, and they're away.
And she's got Basham on the outside, puts up the 3 ball. Brooke Basham, that would have been huge, and it would have given them a lead. But here she is again, driving past to Tyson Thomas. She hesitates and gets Morel off her feet. Times it perfectly.
The good body feint there to get Morel up and out.
And Mavericks, 1-point lead. They've started this second half well. His session looking to get some points on the board. Kinross steps up and delivers.
Another big, tough shot hit by the Warriors. The Mavericks must be asking, what else can they do there?
Teresa Kinross, 1 for clutch plays. She's been such a great acquisition by the Warriors this season. Tyson Thomas, that one is travelling but doesn't go. And now Troy bringing it up with speed. Gets it all the way up before Cartanieri can even effect a press. Session from the outside and hits it. The Warriors find their feet in the second half.
Brilliant ball movement there by the Warriors. Open corner 3. Statistically the best shot in the game. Bang, bang, bang.
Well, you just see that from Troy. She brought the ball up quickly and it just gave her so many more options to operate in. And now Ratliff, she's got pressure on her outside to Cartanieri.
Oh, return fire!
Her feet were on the line, but return serve in a sensational manner. She'll love that. But she's been shooting the ball well, Cartanieri. I just believe that she should just back herself in and put a few more up. That's Kinross again from the same spot she scored from earlier. And the points are starting to flow here at St. Clair.
Can't miss at the moment. The last 3 shots, 3 baskets. We take a little bit of a break now and watch the replay of Cartanieri's long 2 with the foot on the line.
And again, after the Mavericks took a lead, Warriors just found a bit of another gear and fought back, and they've re-established their 4-point lead. It's quite an interesting battle taking place, a bit of a chess battle between Billington and Osborne and the players on the court, but Basham feels another one. Back to 1 point, and pressure is applied to the Warriors yet again.
The greats say keep shooting and you'll get out of your shooting slump. Basham's done that and started the 3rd electric.
Yeah, 2 of 3 in this half. Session from the outside. She's hit 1 so far this term as well. Whitmore steps up, steps back and gives it an air ball.
I think Ratliff had a touch on that. Nope, air ball. Never mind.
I guess Whitmore saw the height, took the step back, but then lost so much of that power that she was going to get on that shot. It just didn't adjust her metrics quite right. Here's Basham though. She's been great in this second half. She's been the difference, I'd say. Basham works it out. Tyson Thomas, the pass to Cartanieri will eventually get there.
Crosses over. Reverse, hard layup missed. Fights the board and the Warriors come away with it.
That's some special stuff from Cartanieri though. If she can continue it, like she got it past 2 players there.
No, she did. It was a great play. Great ball movement by the Warriors again.
One thing they're sticking to again and again. Kinross outside this time, bit short, and Ratliff gives it to Basham, and
the Warriors are loving that play.
Take it up. Yep.
It's the swing around the 3, and the Morels inside the paint, post up, perfect position.
And Basham just falls short, but not afraid to shoot it again. Still a 1-point margin with 3 minutes remaining in this one. In this quarter, I should say. There's still one more quarter to come. Morel doesn't fall. Whitmore with the rebound. Puts it up again off the backboard. But smacks it off the ring and out. And Tyson Thomas bringing it up. Having a giggle to herself about keeping the ball in, keeping her feet inside. She steps inside. Might step back out here. Thinks about it. Basham now. Basham has Cartanieri with the open look. Kadesha doesn't go. And Morel with the important rebound as well, not allowing the Mavericks to get those second chance points.
There's a 2-on-2 here if the Warriors move it quickly.
Decide the early shot by Session. Probably not the wisest move, but she was feeling herself. She did hit one earlier. The pass to Ratliff, back to Tyson Thomas, keeps it alive, and now Bedell will drive in and get the foul. Probably should have made the most of that. She had a great lane to the basket.
It was a great pass by Ratliff to keep it in and find CT. I don't think CTT was paying attention not paying attention, just not have the quick hands. Yeah,
well, she thought she'd done her part by getting the ball to Ratliff in the first place, but Ratliff was well behind the backboard by the time that happened. But Bedell to the line. I'll take
nice
that.
Net sound. The St. Clair Rec providing the goods.
That's again. Swish. Well, we've noticed on this end the net itself is quite. It's a little bit torn, so sometimes the ball will go in, and from our angle, it just doesn't look like it's fallen.
I've wanted to call a couple of air balls, but
it's gone in, and you're like, oh wait, here's Cartanieri. If Basham was ready, there could have been a full court pass there. Probably not the Mavericks game, but here's Basham. Just had plenty of it in this quarter. As has Tyson Thomas, steps back for the three and fouled. A 4-point play. Woodville not enjoying their CTT scan today.
Look at her as well. Mean mug in the competition. She's going to the line for the N1. She'll sink this. Look at the replay. Nothing but net. Nothing but net.
And the mean mug as well after it. We'll see it again here. Just stares down the opposition.
And Kinross can't believe it, but we'll see here if there's contact. Oh, there is contact.
Fingertips.
And the body as well.
And there it is. You love to see the attitude in our game.
Well, what a turnaround from the Mavericks. I think we all knew it was in them. 5 points down to the half, come back out, 4 points up.
Yeah, and it's really been led through those three stars as well. They've stuck to their guns. They knew Brooke Basham would deliver. They knew Tyson Thomas would deliver. And Cartanieri has been so good at linking the three of them up as well. So it puts us in an interesting spot. Mike Osborne in a bit of damage control here. They've been outscored 8 to 16 in this term. 8 to 17 actually. And they really need to just find a way to get the points back on the board. They just can't let... I believe the key to this match is keeping Mavericks to a score around 60 or if not less, because...
It's a great call by Coach Osborne to time out, try and stop the momentum, because you could feel it. You could feel the Mavericks starting to get a bit more confidence, getting the ball rolling, rolling downhill, Basham getting going, CTT having the scan. Yeah,
it's a minor win for the Mavericks, I would say, because Billington throughout that first half didn't call a timeout. He backed his players in, showed that he had confidence in them, and although they were behind at the half.
Look at CTT just walk up, little smirk on her face. She'll hit this.
You just know he will. She will. But as we said, I think Billington wins a little battle there, having not called the first time out, even though they've been trailing for the whole match.
No, you're right, and that's what you have when you have faith in your players to keep the fundamentals going. Good defense, ball movement, great steal.
Interesting. And Basham now, Troyer. It's just chaos.
Jump ball and the arrows pointing Warriors' way.
Fortunate for the Warriors. That was chaotic. Troyer did well though to keep fighting at that.
The loose ball. It was just a loose ball.
Just quite hectic.
And that's what it means to the players. Look at him.
Yeah.
Basham goes down on the floor. Morel on the floor.
In. It's just a. We watch it again. The arm kind of over Cartanieri, but Cartanieri almost gets it, fights for it. Basham jumps in, Morel jumps in. It's impossible to commentate that sort of play.
As they wipe up the court, all the bodies on the ground must have let a bit of sweat.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if those Sabco cleaners are built to wipe up that much sweat.
This is a bit of fun as well. If you saw CTT talking to Morel, having a bit of a laugh. Two of the stars of our game here, of a league of our own.
Oh, exactly. Here is Morel, though. Hasn't gotten going in the second half. Probably well defended, to be honest. But Kinross has. She gets that in on the buzzer.
What a pump fake on the 3. Hesitate on the elbow. Go up. Easy layup. Thank you very much, she says, as she takes the Warriors back to 3 points.
Yeah, Kinross moving like a wet sail in this second half of the season. Has been brilliant. Now Tyson Thomas. What can she do here? She already has the 4-point play in her bag. Fidel doesn't go. And just sensational technique, but denied Morel.
No.
And look at the Tyson Thomas. No, she's been defeated there. But the ball straight up the other end. Morel now. She's back on the court, back on her feet. Kinross thinks about it. Whitmore gives it back to the American Morel. And her shot falls short. Bit of an anticlimactic end to that sequence of play.
There's been a couple of those this game, but great block. It's fantastic block.
Basham gets Kinross off her feet.
The Michael Jordan push off there, I think, but
a little bit.
Sends her on the skates and Basham hits the spot up.
Well, I think they use this for rollerblading when they're not playing basketball, so not a bad option. Session inside to Morel. Morel
that's the part,
working hard. She has a lane, gets it up. She'll go to the line.
But that's the play again. Swinging on the top, while the Mavericks defense still tries to recoup. Easy pass inside to Morel.
And there we see again Kinross working hard.
Pump fake, Hezi, bang. 2 points, thank you very much.
And it's just those little things. Like, it doesn't look like much when she's laying it up, but it's superior technique. And Ratliff probably has to be a bit more agile there in reading that.
Oh, good offense always trumps good defense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
As Morel hits the first one to bring this back to 4 points. This is a close game.
Necessary free throws here for the Warriors. Morel delivering for Mike Osborne and his team. Of course, the assistant, David Morel, is Tage's brother. Here's Basham, though. Basham looking around, gives it inside to Ratliff. Very narrow pass required there, and it goes out of bounds. Easton will get another shot at it. But Kinross and Morel, 12 points each so far today. Tyson Thomas has 17 herself. She's posting up on Session, puts it over, gets the foul call. She'll head to the line. And very much into this match, Tyson Thomas really wants to get this win and secure their finals position.
She has taken over in the third quarter. Her and Basham, both of them. Basham's had some big 3 points. CTT hits the first one. Gives a little fist bump of celebrating.
And moves her to 19 points. Tyson Thomas still accumulating despite an intermittent shooting night. Here's Session. And now Morel outside. Back on court is Thomas. But here's Kinross out to Session. Session. Not quite. Whitmore will grab the rebound from near the halfway line. Thomas back out to Whitmore. Passed it off to Kinross. Kinross to Morel. Morel to a moving Whitmore. Her shot well contested and just can't get it up there. And the shot on the buzzer. Basham!
Oh, Basham!
She had the trajectory almost perfect.
It looked good. It looked good.
And the Mavericks are sensational third term. They've really underlined their finals credentials with a great premiership quarter, moving to a 5-point lead after trailing by 5 at the half. That's a 10-point turnaround for the Mavericks over a 10-minute period. Adam, is this what, can the Warriors even return from this?
Look, if you said to me the Warriors would be up at 5 points at half time, I'd be surprised. But so you never know. You never know. But if the Mavericks play like that, it's all over. They have turned it on.
Well, it's just difficult to match, and you saw Kinross still playing out of her skin. Tage Morel probably didn't get herself going as much as she would have liked, but
in the first half, that's all the name we were saying. We're saying Morel's inside.
Yeah,
we haven't seen Morel inside much. The Mavericks have clamped down on defense. They have gone. This is our game to lose now.
And that being said, none of the other bigs have done much for the Warriors. Perkins just hasn't had it all her own way. She hasn't been terrible, but she just hasn't been able to accumulate the points. Only 2 for herself. Molly Whitmore as well, just 2 points. And as we see the Mavericks, I'm just interested to see how they manage their minutes looking into this last term, because that's going to become a factor. Both these sides are coming back off of a 40-minute match last night. And you look at the minutes that these players played. Basham played 35 last night. Tyson Thomas 36. Ratliff 33. Cartanieri 36. For the Warriors, you had players like Perkins 28, Troya 33, herself, Morel 33. They're backing it up with serious minutes in this game. Morel already has 28 for the match. She only had 2 minutes on the bench. It's surely going to affect their play coming into this.
Well, look at them coming out of the hideaway at 3/4 time. Basham's playing, CTT's playing, Ratliff's playing. Doesn't look like they need to rest at all at the moment. Maybe they're thinking let's kill this game off early and...
Oh, well, if you're Mark Billington, that's absolutely what you want to see. Although I doubt it will be that easy. As we see Ratliff at the top and Basham now on Perker. Ooh, the pass. Ratliff almost started a move. Basham. But Cartanieri on the other end, on the other side I should say, doesn't fall, and Session does well to grab the rebound. She's been switched on this second half. Zoning in. Here's Thomas. Steps out. Perkins and now Morel. She's got a lot to get through there. Kinross from the corner. Bit too long. But Perkins with the rebound. Shot probably wasn't there. And Georgia Green takes a fall. I was watching her last week against the Bearcats 2 Saturdays ago, and she took a heavy fall in the key. It had to be attended to. Like, it looked like she was close to being knocked out. She was holding her head. It was a pretty, like, you heard the thud. But then in 5 minutes again, she was back on the court fighting hard. She's a tough character, Georgia Green. But now Basham and Cartanieri inside. Tyson Thomas. What can they do? Basham from outside. Not quite. Just kind of dives on the basket. And they get to reset again, though. This is well played by the Mavericks. Certainly not wasting their possessions as much this second half. Cartanieri drives, finds the avenue, floats it in, and that'll roll. Delightful.
A great layup from the shortest player on the court at the moment.
Well, she just finds space. That's one thing. I think when you're that height, you learn to make the most of the space and make your own space, because you have to.
And Morel's just done herself an M1 there. That's great start to this 4th quarter for her. As we watch the replay. Great finish.
Yeah.
Strong finish.
Not much you can do there if you're defending that. Just gets her body inside and earns herself the chance to shoot her extra point. Bring it back to 4 points. It doesn't. Tyson Thomas gets the rebound. Another rebound for Tyson Thomas. Cartanieri out to Green and back in to Tyson Thomas. Ratliff decides to take one, a perimeter jumper.
That rebound brings her up to 11. 1 shot of her average. She is double-double again. Yeah. Double-double machine.
I don't know if she has gotten a double-double this season. She's been unbelievable. Perkins now across to Troya. Troya to Kinross. They want to get the ball in her hands too. Great passing. Just finds Session free. This is huge. A brilliant 24 seconds of offense from Mike Osborne and the Woodville Warriors.
The Warriors saw the double coming to Morel. Morel's smart enough to realise that's an open player somewhere. They've swung it fast. Sessions goes, thank you very much. I'll take the open 3.
Cartanieri on the line again. Doesn't go. And Basham might grab that. No, Perkins does well to fight for it. And nothing too extra from the Warriors here as they look to bring the game back to evens. Kinross outside, thinks about shooting it. Perkins takes the tumble inside. Session, Troya, and now Morel. Posting up on Ratliff, takes it outside, and kind of a rainbow 3-pointer there from Kinross, just falls well short.
Basham brings the ball up, and the Mavericks look to slow it down again. That's what they do. They're great at killing momentum. And inside, easy layup.
Absolute bread and butter for Steph Ratliff there. And with 7 minutes remaining, the 4-point lead remains. But Woodville not saying good night just yet. Perkins, oh, nice spin move. Gives it out, and Troya puts this one up and hits it again. Woodville finding their 3-point range here. and brings it to a 1-point margin, Deanna Troyer.
The Warriors' three-point game coming to life in the fourth quarter, helping him out, bringing that 5-point
In response, Cartineri can't go. And Perkins with another big rebound. She's standing tall in this last term for her side. The side that she captains, no less.
Will the Warriors look for an easy bucket here or go for the big shot again?
Works inside. Morel is the one you want the ball in the hands of. She earns herself 2 more trips to the line where she's been shooting, admittedly, not at her best. 6 for 9 for that.
From the line.
Yeah, and that being said, I'm just looking at the scoreboard. The Warriors do have the chance to take the lead here. And looking at, when we were at three-quarter time, we weren't thinking that would be the case.
No, we didn't say it, but might have been writing them off. But Warriors are proving them wrong again. So, Benito, right now, 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Who you got?
It's hard to look past a team with Tyson Thomas on their squad. She's just a clincher. What she does is she just wins games, and like, she's not even just that in the Premier League. She does it all over the world. In Iceland, she's won multiple championships. Last year's off-season, she won the equivalent of like the UEFA Champions League in Africa. It was called the FIBA Africa Clubs Champions Cup. It's quite a mouthful, but she was playing for Ferroviario Maputo in Mozambique. And she comes in a week before finals, hits the winning shot in the grand final to take it. You can't get more clutch than that if you're Tyson Thomas. In just unfamiliar surroundings, the American just made herself feel at home. She's done it in Chile. She's done it in Eastern Europe as well. I've looked at her stats multiple times. She's just a sensational player, and a player that you can really, the rest of the team can just jump on the back on and just ride along. I'm excited to see how she handles this last.
No, you just summed it up brilliant. She's clutch, but clutch performance by Benito to come out with a Mozambique club name. As Morel misses the first. That's
a tough miss for Morel. Now 6 from 10 from the free throw line. These free throws win you matches. I hate hearing it, but it's true.
Game, though.
No one wants to watch a free throw win you the match, but they're so important. But where does it go now? 53 all. 53 apiece. Cartineri inside on the perimeter. Decides to float it over to Ratliff, but she gets it back. Quite fortunate, really. Tyson Thomas might be worth getting it over to Cartineri here. Decides on Ratliff.
Just throws it away.
She had the open look for Kadisha. 2 players had kind of drifted defending Tyson Thomas and left Cartineri all on her own.
Well, here's the minutes count. We were talking about earlier. Battle of endurance. Who will hold on? As the Warriors bring the ball up, and Morel again. You talk about CTT. Morel doing it all. Offensive rebound off her own miss. Puts it in for 2. Takes the lead by 2.
Tage Morel, clutch. Sensational.
We are watching a great battle right now. CTT versus Morel. And her brother's on the coaching staff as well, as Basham goes bang from 3 to take the Eastern Mavericks up by 1. This game has it all.
Oh, Brooke Basham firing back. With 5 minutes remaining, it could go either way. Here's Morel, though, the University of Nevada alumni. Gives it off to Session. Session having a go and delivering.
Mamma mia!
Sherry Session.
3 back-to-back. 2-point lead. Warriors. Basham takes it inside.
Ooh, nearly loses it. Session feeling herself. Tyson Thomas now from the charity stripe. Falls out. Ratliff rebound. And now Tyson Thomas will deliver nothing.
Another rebound for the Mavericks.
Well moved as well. Basham takes it. Surely not. Surely not. Brooke Basham back in front. The Eastern Mavericks.
I call Mamma Mia. I'm calling Dancing Queen. Dancing threes everywhere. This game. Take another one, Warriors. Keep this 3-point going.
And moving it inside.
You can hear AB on the MC count it. Morel gets the 2 points, goes to the line. This game, 4 minutes 20. We could see overtime. Is it too early to speak of that? As we see the replay of Basham hitting one of her threes there. She's in disbelief. Morel goes, sinks it, puts the Woodville Warriors up by 2 again with 4:26 remaining. And hopefully we can have a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my breath back in. This game's had it all in the second half. Basham wants it again. She would have been blocked, but she steps inside and delivers again. Brooke Basham, the 21-year-old, is bashing the Warriors. It's cliche, but it's what's happening.
Is this Street Fighter? And does she have the code? Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. BA, start, select, because she is not missing. She is a cheat code.
Oh. Scores level again.
How good is this game, Benita? How good is basketball? How good is a league of our own? How good is the Women's Premier League?
Well, you look at Basham, she was 0 for 6 in the first half, now 5 for 8 in the second. Like, she's turned the game around. And of course there's been other players in that, but it's just great to see from a youngster as well, to just take it on. Woodville getting the call their way.
And CTT talking to Basham now, talking her through what she should be doing on offense, even though she is carrying this offense at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I think when you have a mentor like CTT, you're in a good place. Here's Molly Whitmore back on court. Teresa Kinross has been brilliant tonight. And now Morel gets fouled. If I'm the Mavericks, I'm taking that hard foul because Morel hasn't been at her best on the free throw line.
Morel has shown tonight that, what is she now, 8 from 12.
Yeah, because you notice though, they had 2 players open on the outside. If Morel had spotted that, that would have been at least a driving basket for Molly Whitmore, if not a 3-ball from the outside. These are important as the crowd takes a deep breath. We've got 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining, a 1-point match. Can Morel make it 2?
She can. Crucial free throws.
Ice in her veins, Tage Morel. Is someone going to call this game?
Look who has the ball. CTT to Basham. Oh, Basham keeps faking with the semi-pump fake. I just wanted to shoot it. She's on fire.
And Cartonieri with an acre of space. Kanisha Cartonieri, Special K, delivers for the Mavericks. Kellogg's, put it on your box because that was unbelievable. Here's Troyer now, Molly Whitmore. Back out to Troyer. And Kinross.
1-point game for the Warriors.
Whitmore steps around and doesn't go. The Mavericks still leading by 1. Basham under pressure, steps up, just stops on a dime. And Whitmore with a strong rebound, a necessary rebound. We've got 2 minutes 40. The clock is ticking. Mavericks holding a 1-point lead. Can the Warriors take it back? Oh, desperate from Basham, but Session maintains possession. Whitmore turns around, puts it up, misses again, and grabs her own offensive rebounds.
Whitmore's very lucky because Troyer was wide open on the far side. She should have found that pass.
Yep. Perhaps looking too much at the basket the last couple of possessions, but just the competitiveness on show from both sides here. This actually does mean a lot for the Mavericks. We can't stress that enough. And looking at the fixtures ahead, it's no guarantee in round 20. I'll pull it up because I believe the Eastern Mavericks, they take on South Adelaide, who probably on a similar level to the Warriors, but they need to get 1 win. And versing the Panthers in Marion is no easy task. And of course, Mavericks, if they lose that, they fall to 11-9 and under 12-7, I should say, under serious pressure from the Bearcats and the Tigers.
Well, Whitmore hits the first and the second to give her a 1-point lead.
And going for height. Oh, we get a timeout called by Mike Osborne. Probably a good timeout to call because this is time for a player to stand up and make them up. We talked about Tyson Thomas. We've seen Brooke Basham dominate. We've seen Kanisha Cartonieri dominate. Teresa Kinross, Tage Morel, Sherry Session. They've all been brilliant in this second half.
The fifth name, Tage Morel. She is a machine at the moment. Getting inside, getting the free throws. Look at it. 24 points, 14 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, 3 blocks, and some of them big blocks on CTT.
Yeah.
Confidence sky high. It's good to have a little bit of a breakdown. Nice little breather before the last 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
What a way to celebrate NAIDOC week. With these Indigenous jerseys on show. We're going to watch these highlights, I'm sure, for a few weeks to come, because it's been a brilliant match. If you're tuning in on Channel 44, you're watching a spectacle of 2019 Basketball SA Premier League basketball. This is powered by Spacequake Sports, no less. Thank you to our sponsors, State Technique Solution and Acronym Financial, because we're riding home on this one. Ogden Benito Carbonian, it's Adam Jones with me, but we're going to continue here with Tyson Thomas.
Don't pass it here, Tyson. Thomas, go yourself. She passed it Basham, just as I say that.
And Cotton now inside Padel. She's got to find an option, decides to drive, and the pass isn't there. Turned over. Troyer, she moves the ball up quickly. What options does she have? Morel to Kinross, to Session, thinks about it, gets it back. And the pass inside to Troyer is good. She's been hit in the eye, and she collapses to the ground.
I said don't pass it there, but then you look at the names afterwards. Basham.
Yeah.
Terry. They're good players.
And, she's lost her contact, no less. I think. They're looking for a contact on the ground. Oh, not ideal for the Woodville Warriors. Not ideal for the match, to be honest. It's been going at a breakneck speed. And I think, maybe, did it roll back? You know how sometimes your contact rolls into like the back of your eye?
I have a 20/20 sight, mate. I don't need contacts or glasses.
This isn't about you, man. Troyer misses. Deanna Troyer, who herself has had a pretty good match without dominating on the stats. The Woodville Warriors in the bonus now as well, which makes it interesting. Of course, that foul wasn't in shooting motion. Here's Basham to Ratliff. Ratliff has to work hard for that. Gets it, and under serious pressure next to the Warriors bench, they cross it to the other end. Cartanieri, short. Troyer rebounds, and Troyer brings it up with pace. Tyson Thomas chasing. Basham intercepting. Brooke Basham, it goes up in the air. Troyer gets it back. How has this happened? And he calls a jump ball. I'm surprised at that call. I think she had full possession of that. I don't know if Basham had a hand on it.
It was a very quick jump ball call there, but the ref sees what the ref sees.
It's okay though. The Warriors do retain possession. Just a surprising call. Troyer on Cardinieri. Great battle that's unfolded throughout the match. Now Session has Basham.
And look for Morel here.
On the outside, no less. Morel driving inside. Gets past Ratliff, but has plenty to beat. Cardinieri with the important interception, and now Tyson Thomas is moving. Troyer does brilliantly to keep the ball out of play and out of the hands of Tyson Thomas. We've got 1 minute and 8 seconds on the clock, and we are still no closer to finding out a winner of this one.
I'm going to call it. We're going to overtime. We are going to see some OT basketball here.
A 2-point match. The Warriors holding on at home against the more fancied opponents. We've said it already. The Eastern Mavericks. Tyson Thomas has Carpinieri on the outside with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Brooke Basham steps out for the 3. Short. Tyson Thomas gets the rebound. Works hard. Keeps it alive. Puts it up, and there's an air ball. Molly Whitmore to Kinross, and now Troyer. The safe hands of Deanna Troyer. 36 seconds and turned over. Cartanieri can't keep it in bounds. Oh, so close for the Mavericks. Oh, take a breath. We've got a timeout. Mike Osborne calling that one.
Basham not happy with herself as she comes to the bench for missing that one.
It was a contested shot, heavily contested. It would have been ice in the veins if that had fallen.
Shot clock running down as well. It wasn't the best look, but with 30 seconds to go, you don't get the best looks at this time of the game in a 2-point ball game.
Basham, 18 points so far, 4 from 8 from the 3-point line. She had every right to shoot it there with the shot clock expiring. Unfortunate for them that it didn't hit, but the match is not over yet. 34 seconds, and we're watching the coaches write out plays. It's David Morel calling the shots here on the Woodville bench. Mike Osborne watching on, and David Morrell with his sister there playing. They must make a fierce combo.
Oh, 100%. And Dave would 100% be drawing up a play for his sister right now. Morrell has been all over the Mavericks this game. 34 seconds to go, 2-point ball game for the Warriors. Warriors ball. Let's see if they can hold on here at the St. Clair Rec Centre on this cloudy, rainy Sunday afternoon. It's 2:52. As Kinross looks to inbound the ball to Morrell. Sessions out at the top.
And moving inside, turnover. Basham, what can she do? Puts it over the top. Tyson Thomas, 22 on the clock. Ratliff now has Biddell over the top. Biddell stops, props, and rolls it in. It's tied scores with 15 seconds remaining. The Warriors now moving the ball up court. I don't think the Warriors have any timeouts left. Here's Session, 8 seconds. Kinross, she has Morrell inside. Morrell back out to Session with the shots. It's short. Morrell with the rebound and it rolls out of bounds. We're going to overtime. The Woodville Warriors can't make it count, and we are on overtime at St. Clair Arena. Oh my goodness.
Wow, what a frantic 30 seconds. Warriors wouldn't be happy with that turnover. That's not the best looking turnover, but great play to find the open player underneath the basket by the Mavericks.
No less a role player as well in Kaylee Biddell. Sensational from her to hesitate, compose herself and make the finish. It was such a crucial 2 points for the Mavericks, and we head to overtime. And I want to apologise because I believe that David Morrell is actually married to Tage Morrell. I've been calling him a brother, and I'm quite ashamed, really. I just did some quick research, but we're moving on from that. It's a moot point in what we're seeing today. The Woodville Warriors taking it up to the Eastern Mavericks. We've seen it all today. We've seen just brilliant defense, brilliant offense, players taking the game and then having the game taken to them by their opponents. Highlights of the match include Tage Morrell. Her 24 points has led the way for the Warriors with heavy support from Kinross and Sessions. For the Mavericks, however, Tyson Thomas has struggled for a 19 points, 7 from 26, but has had great support in Brooke Basham and Katsunieri. Kaylee Biddell has been great as well with 8 herself. 5 minutes of overtime will now take place to decide who wins this one.
And according to the scoreboard, it's 166-66.
And yeah, it's like in social where the players are wearing the right numbers and you get those like 10 point bonuses. No, but it's 66 apiece. And the Mavericks begin this one.
What about that run in the fourth quarter? Back to threes. There was a lot of threes there.
Basically a pack mark there.
As the Warriors come away with it and look to score the first points in overtime today.
Perkis smart there. Troyer to Session. Session thinking about it. Gives it back, and Perkis steps inside. Biddell gets it up and in. Catherine Perkis leading from the front. The captain with some necessary points.
She's been quiet today at 2 points only, and doubles us going overtime. Not a better time to score, one would say.
Oh, exactly. But she was big in that last quarter with a few important rebounds.
She was, and
4 assists as well to her name.
She missed the free throw, however.
Yeah, and they really need to fix the scoreboard because it's reading 166 still. That's okay. Tyson Thomas.
And they've just fixed
steps inside and knocks that down.
Nothing
Tyson Thomas.
But net.
It's almost like you're promoting a podcast. Here's Session. Moves out, moves in, puts up the J and buries it. Woodville takes the lead back. Sherry Session been huge in this final term. Now moving around, Cartanieri. And Tyson Thomas trying to cross over Troyer. Troyer can't get close. And Tyson Thomas feels it. We talked about her plight in Africa, playing in Mozambique. We're scoring the buzzer beater to win a championship over there. Could it happen again here?
Oh, you don't know. It's anyone's ball game at this stage. Honestly, you can't tell these two sides apart.
And Troyer travels. Scores level. 3 minutes 26 remaining.
Another breathing moment with Basham looking to bring the ball up. No, Cartanieri is going to bring the ball up.
Safe hands in either of their possession. Here's Cartanieri. Popping it over the top. Tyson Thomas has to work hard to get it. Reverses it up and in.
N1. That was great defense by Kinross though. It's just good offense beats good defense.
Yeah, we watch it again. Collects it. And Kinross is in the perfect position. But Tyson Thomas manages to get it up over her. And Tyson Thomas, we talk about players coming into their own. She's scored all of the Mavericks 6 points in overtime so far. And gives them a 7 points now, gives them a 3-point lead with 3 minutes remaining. How can the Warriors respond? Session steps inside. She hit a jumper from there just earlier. Big rebound, Tage Morrell. Morrell probably shouldn't have turned back in because Biddell strips her. Kaylee Biddell.
Biddell is just says, that is my ball, you give me that ball.
Oh, and spent too long on the out. Tyson Thomas throws it away. Unfortunate, and a timeout called by Mike Osborne.
That Biddell steal, that's just a manhandle.
Yeah,
that was
another
rough.
clutch play from Patel. She tied the scores in regular time.
Well, 3 points, 2:45, just about halfway through overtime. The Warriors got possession.
This is difficult though for the Warriors. Making up a deficit, they've already done it once so far today, coming back from 5 points down at three-quarter time to tie things up at end of regulation.
And Coach Osborne here, as we can see on the stream, taking a step back again for what we believe is her Taj Mahal's husband.
Yeah, we believe so. David Morrell, though, a very qualified coach in himself. I'll pull up some data on him. Of course, coached in the United States for 6 years, and in high school for the University of Nevada. He's done it all, and I guess maybe Mike Osborne just is giving him practice as well.
Might be, but it is
late season.
He has a bachelor's degree in biological neuroscience. He's a smart cookie.
And a master's degree in special education, no less. The dude's done 2 degrees, and there's now coaching the Woodville Warriors in overtime in Adelaide. I don't think he would have thought his life would have taken this turn, but it is, because here's Teresa Kinross bringing it in. Let's see what David Morrell's brought up here. What play have we got? Troyer on the outside. Thinks about it. Works it down. And Session. Back to Troyer. Troyer inside to Morrell. Morrell will find space and pop it in. More points for Tage.
Great offense beats great defense, because the Mavericks knew we're doubling her as soon as she got the ball there.
Yeah, and here's Cartanieri. Big pass over the top. The contested mark from Tyson Thomas, and she'll head to the line for 2 more. Bit of a pat on the head.
I called it in the 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, don't pass it, CTT. She's not passing it now, and look at her just dominating the Warriors in their overtime here. Going for 8 and 9 of overtime.
And another really great thing about this match that probably has gone unnoticed is no player has fouled out. Much less, we haven't really noticed that Ratliff and Basham are on 4 fouls, as is Fidel.
CTT just missed this first one, which is a big miss with a 1-point ball game, so it keeps it as a 1 possession, 2-pointer away if she hits this, and she does. 2 points, 2 minutes to go.
And of course, we say it again, Tyson Thomas has scored all 8 of the Mavericks points in overtime so far.
And guarding defense as well on Sessions.
Now Morrell has pressure on her. The passes get around. Not enough space for Kinross to take the first shot, and a bad miss on the second. We've got 2 minutes of overtime remaining, and the Warriors still down by 2 points.
The Mavericks are looking to double Morel as soon as possible on offense. They are all over her. Basham looks to bring the ball up against Kinross.
And the pass over. They're playing it again and again. They've got the mismatch on Troya, no less. They've got to play that smart. I don't know why Troya is on Tyson Thomas. That's the third time she's drifted in behind the basket and has gotten possession. She should have scored. In the end, she fouled, but...
It's not even a mismatch. It's just poor positioning by the Warriors. They're not guarding the paint at all. And we said it at the start, the Mavericks love points in the paint, and you need to do it.
Well, it's interesting as well, because we see it as well. The Mavericks changing their game style, pulling their players out of the key. And it hasn't. It really should have worked for them. They almost probably should have put this game to bed. They've had plenty of chances in overtime. But now we see on the other end, Morel gets it in, brings it to a one-point game. Of course, the Warriors in the bonus. And the Mavericks, the Warriors have played this very well. They've only conceded 3 fouls for the turn. The Mavericks not even in bonus with 1:47 remaining in overtime. That's 13 minutes of basketball. Here's Tyson Thomas and Basham. The key very congested now. Tyson Thomas on the outside though, passes it over. Padel with the straight hands. The shot goes up and the foul gets called. Padel will go to the line. She's hit 2 of 2 so far today. Can she get 2 more? I say she's hit 2 of 2, but she also went 0 from 2 for the free throws before that. 2 of 4 so far today. And
once again, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just over-the-top passing.
Yeah.
No one guarding underneath the ring.
It's it's ingenuous from Mark Billington, but hasn't paid off just as he would have liked. We're looking at the scores now, just a 1-point margin for the Mavericks. It's been cut down and the Warriors have the chance to take an unexpected lead. We didn't expect to be here, to be honest, in overtime. Here's Morel. Morel to Session. Session sizing up Tyson Thomas. Steps out of the CTT scan and gets airballed. Strong from Cardinieri there. And she'll earn possession.
We look at the replay again. Great boxing out there by Cardinieri.
Yeah, on the much stronger.
And they're finally in the bonus here. Minute 8 to go. Cardinieri will go to hopefully give the Mavericks a 3-point lead. At the moment, though, she's shot 2 from 3 from the free throws. So we'll see how she goes now. Critical time.
The Mavericks as a whole, 12 from 18 from the strike, which is
the first one though.
66% is not what you want to see, but these are just all the more crucial.
And
then
hits the second to make it a 3-point game. 1:06 to go. Warriors down 3. Warriors ball at St. Clair.
Will they give it to Morel? Session moving inside. Here she is. Morel has Bedell. Puts it up. The hook doesn't fall. Basham with the rebound and the steal. Teresa Kinross earns possession back for the Warriors. Brilliant from Teresa Kinross there. And just as they thought the Mavericks could go up 2 possessions, the Warriors have another chance to tie things up or at least bring it to a 1-point deficit.
This game, oh, what else can it produce? Hopefully some...
Session to inbound.
Oh, Kinross.
Yeah, she thought about it. Now Morel on the outside, pass over, 8 seconds on the clock. Perkins driving, gets through, puts it up, off the backboard, a 1-point game at St. Clair Recreation Centre. This is the NAIDOC Week commemoration clash. Cardinieri now. Basham nearly loses it, keeps it alive, 31 on the clock and counting down. We've got 10 on the shot. Basham puts it up over the top.
Basham puts him up. It was only a 2.
Perkins,
3-point game.
Kinross inside, and Morel puts it in. 15 on the clock. They're going to have to foul. Timeout called by Mark Billington.
Ball game.
Oh
what
my
a shot by
goodness.
Basham. Foot must have been on the line. Hopefully we can get a replay here as we look. Oh,
Perkins is just strength to get through. Crash through the defense. But the scoreboard is saying a 1-point game, even though it certainly looked like a 3-ball from Basham. We're going to leave it because we trust the scorers, but with 15.8 seconds on the clock, this game continues to deliver.
Well, you'd assume the Warriors fail straight coming out of this, send the Mavericks to the line, and hopefully they miss one in.
Yeah. So we've got to watch it unfold. You never know. They're going to try and get the turnover first, and with players like Kadesha and Basham, who have Kadesha with 4 steals today, Basham with 3, very much good snatcher possession from nothing. I apologise with the Warriors. They're trying to get it up. Kinross and Troyer are likewise very good with their hands.
Kinross has 3 for the game.
Yeah.
Troyer has 2, and Troyer has been active on defense all night, so or all day we should say, with this afternoon fixture down at St. Clair.
Tage Morrell has put up 80 minutes in 2 matches in 2 days. Can she continue?
And honestly, you can't tell they played a game last night. It's been that high quality.
And it's high intensity as well. Basham now, and you almost have to foul now.
You have to foul.
Surely that's, and the foul finally called.
11.2 remaining as Basham goes to the line. Basham so far today has shot a 2 from 2, perfect 2 from 2, so not the person you want to foul.
Of course, we noticed Bedell's on the court because Ratliff has fouled out, which makes it interesting. Perhaps not. Or you got Tyson Thomas in there. Could she grab the offensive rebound? Could she ice the game?
Would not put it past her. The Holes contender, Holes medal contender.
She's eager. You're watching it. Perkins almost stepping inside. Oh, Morrell does well to box out and gets it up. Here's Session, 8 on the clock. Kinross back to Session. Session puts up the 3-ball and it's not falling. Big rebound. Perkins takes a tumble and the time expires. Nothing is called. The Eastern Mavericks secure. The Eastern Mavericks have secured their position in finals in 2019. They're going back to finals basketball. And what a match we have just seen. What a final sequence. It was chaotic, but the Mavericks held on, no call.
Sessions got a great look there to win the game.
And it wasn't far off
and
either.
There was a great rebound by Perkins, I think.
Yeah.
But just couldn't get the shot up and over.
There was heavy contact in there. We'd have to see a replay, but I don't know if we will. The Woodville Warriors fought tenaciously. They were so close to pulling off an upset for the ages as well, in overtime, no less. We've seen 45 minutes of pulsating basketball. And for the Mavericks, they win. Are they a contender in finals?
Yes. As we see the replay, Sessions missing the 3, Perkins getting knocked down, and then time goes. And Perkins confused it. I think she had a bit of choice language there, but
we watch it again.
Perkins pulls it down over CTT as well.
Yeah, and just kind of falls and loses possession. It's hard to see. It's hard to call anything there. We watch it again. Great play from Session to follow up her own pass. Puts it up. It's not so close as. Bedell, I reckon, got the ball. I think you give Bedell the benefit of the doubt there. Another clutch play.
And Perkins was falling over as well. And as we said, Bedell came in because Ratliff fouled out.
Yeah, and she tied it in regulation. She got that steal. But we're going to wrap things up here and join you again for the men's clash. It's been Premier League basketball. We'll be back with you in a tick.